Young. Now the weather's been getting a lot cooler and the temperature difference during the day has become great, and that means a lot of people have caught colds. I hope you at home can stay healthy during this period. We had a new 7-time winner last week. The Turtles team went on to join our Hall of Fame, and that means the 2 teams that come on today will both make it to the final round. Let's welcome today's contenders. To our stage, Nexus Hive team, we have Lee Jae-sung and Lee Eun-gu. I understand that you guys are friends and you guys play the game StarCraft, and that's how you came up with the name. Do you want to give us the details?
Well, in our free time, we played StarCraft, and he plays Protoss and I play Zerg. And Nexus is the basic structure for Protoss, and Hive is the basic structure for Zerg. So we mixed the 2 words together and made the Nexus Hive to mean that we're starting from the very beginning.
Ah, the basic units, Nexus Hive. Interesting name. Good luck to you today.
Thank you.
And your opponent team, Choyo team, welcome, Lee Sun-young and Park Ji-yeon. It's nice to have you guys on our stage. Choyo is something that we in Korea can understand very well, but what does it mean?
Well, in Korean, Choyo means to pick me. Well, usually at schools, when
Choyo
the teacher,
like this?
Yeah, when the teacher asks something, then the students usually raise their hand and then say "저요," meaning pick me.
So you're asking me to pick you?
Yeah.
Okay. And I understand that both of you study Russian. Would you like to say a greeting in Russian to our Russian viewers?
Okay. Здравствуйте, меня зовут Lee Sun-young. Это моя подруга Park Ji-yeon. Очень приятно.
Мы пришли сюда для успеха. Вперед!
Well, she said, we are here to win.
You're here to win. Well, we'll see if Choyo wins today. Good luck to all of you, and let us begin our quiz. Now, in our first section, I'll be giving you 10 multiple choice questions, giving you 5 seconds to go through that question, worth 10 points each. If you get all 10 questions correct, I'll give you 50 bonus points. If you get a question wrong, then we'll stop there and give you the sum of points up to that point. If you call out chance, we will take away 2 of the incorrect choices and give you a better chance at getting at the correct answer. Now, you can choose among QUINZ, Nexus Hive. Which will you have?
I, please.
Okay, you'll go with I. Question number 1. Of the following, which is not a fruit? 1 apple, 2 strawberry, 3 tomato, 4 peach.
Number 3, tomato.
Okay, very good. Question 2. Of the following, which is not an international organization? 1. WTO, 2. OECD, 3. UN, 4. KT.
Number 4, KT.
That's right. KT is actually Korea Telecom, right? And are you feeling pretty relaxed on our stage today?
A little bit, but still
Feel
a little
pretty
bit
good?
tense.
What do you think your chances are of winning this game?
Not sure, but quite high.
Okay, and we go into question 3, and you haven't used chance yet. We go into question 3 now. What supplement is usually prescribed for anemia? 1 iron, 2 vitamin A, 3 vitamin D, 4 calcium. You can use chance if you're not sure. Nexus Hive, final answer?
Will you chance, please?
Okay, we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices. And please make your final selection.
Okay, we'll go with number 1, iron.
Very good. You made good use of your chance, and now we go to question 4. Of the following, which is an incorrect connection between a country and its professional soccer team? 1. Korea Suwon Samsung Blue Wings. 2. Japan Kashiwa Reysol. 3. The Netherlands RSC Anderlecht. 4. Italy AC Milan.
We'll go with number 3, the Netherlands RSC Anderlecht.
The RSC Anderlecht team is actually of Belgium, and of course our player Seol Gi-hyun is part of that team. And next is Hive, we will have question number 5. Which of the following is not a kind of cheese? 1. Mozzarella, 2. Swiss, 3. Fremont, 4. Camembert.
We'll go with number 4.
Actually, that is a French cheese that actually melts at room temperature and is pretty soft to eat. Fremont is the answer we were looking for. You did a good job for being on our stage for the first time. You end this section with 40 points. And Choyo, if you're ready, you can choose among question sets Q, U, and Z. Which will you have?
Q, please.
We'll go with question set Q, number 1. How many numbers are there in a zip code system currently used in Korea? 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6, 4, 7.
Number 3, 6, please.
Question 2. In what European country did the flamenco develop? 1, Spain, 2, Italy, 3, France, 4, Portugal.
Number 1, Spain.
Very good. Do you actually dance at all, Choyo? No. You don't know any Russian dances?
Oh. I don't think I know anything.
Okay. And Choyo, you haven't used chance yet, and we go into question 3. Which of the following is not an international shipping company? 1, UPS, 2, FedEx, 3, DHL, 4, KDI.
Number 4, KDI, please.
Of course. And KDI is Korea Development Institute, and not, of course, an international shipping company. Very good. And question 4. In the term P2P service, which refers to sharing files, what does P stand for? 1, PC, 2, peer, 3, people, 4, public.
Number 2, peer.
Very good, Choyo. You haven't used chance, and you're actually even with your opponents. How far do you see yourself going? Do you see yourself getting to 10?
Yeah, why not?
And you're aiming for those bonus 50 points.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll see. Question 5. Of the following, which Olympic sport is not an event for both men and women? 1, tennis, 2, soccer, 3, volleyball, 4, boxing. You can use chance.
Number 4, boxing.
And question number 6. Of the following, which is not a song included in one of the Beatles' albums? 1, Hey Jude, 2, Love Me Do, 3, A Hard Day's Night, 4, Love.
Can we use the chance, please?
Okay, we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices. And please make your final selection.
Number
Choyo?
3, A Hard Day's Night.
It was a good guess, and actually the answer we were looking for was love. Well, Choyo, you end this section ahead at 50 versus Nexus Hive's 40. Congratulations. Now, the second round is where we give you a list of 20 words in a pre-chosen category. You have 100 seconds to go through the entire list. And of course, you're not supposed to give that word or phrase that we give you on the board to your partner as a hint. Now, Nexus Hive, if you're ready, please take your position. Your chosen category is airlines. Do you actually have a favorite airlines that you like to fly?
Korean airline, of course.
Do you have a lot of mileage?
No.
Okay, did you practice?
Just for 20 minutes today.
20
so-
minutes? We'll see how well you do on the 20 minutes.
Okay.
Ready?
Sure.
Ready, go.
House of the airplane.
Pub.
House of the airplane.
Cargo. Carriage.
Where airplane lands.
Airport.
Driver of the airplane.
Pilot.
Pass. Customer of the airplane. P. Starts with P. Customer of the airplane. Who
Pass.
gets onto the airplane?
Passenger.
Okay, next. Okay. D. U.S.
Delta Airlines.
S is the female.
Stewardess.
Okay.
Stewardess.
Pass. Pass. It's the date the terrorism happened. What's the date?
September 11th.
Okay. Australian.
Qantas.
Germany.
Lufthansa.
B. American manufacturer.
Boeing.
London.
British Airways.
Russia.
Aeroflot.
Number 2 tie. Number
Business class.
Number three.
Economy class. Economy class.
Hong Kong.
Cathay Pacific.
European manufacturer A.
Airbus.
Pass. When you transfer, what is
Transit.
that called? Okay. Pass. Pass.
Transit.
Pass. Pass.
You did a very thorough job. You ended the list, actually. You passed on the last one. EVA Air is actually Chinese. And, of course, you also passed on OZ, which are the call letters for Asiana Airlines. And, of course, since you take Korean Air all the time, this is why you didn't know. Well, congratulations. You end this section at 180 points. And Choyo, if you're ready, please take your position. You picked your category as social studies. Is there a particular reason why?
Because we were interested in, but we found it very difficult to prepare beforehand.
Yeah, it's a very wide category to study for. Did you study at all?
Yes, we did, but not enough, I'm afraid.
Well, we'll see how well you do. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready? Go.
Are your parents and you?
Family?
The administration part.
Government?
장상. She failed.
Prime Minister?
Enforcement. If you violate this, you go to jail.
Law?
The labor, they go on a street and they don't work. They
Social
refuse-
worker?
No, they refuse to work to get more salary or whatever.
Volunteer?
No, pass. You have to pay this to the government.
Tax?
Code W. Code Korean W. This is battle.
One?
Battle.
Korean
W.
one?
Yeah. Battle. Fighting.
Korean War?
You helping other people not getting paid.
Volunteer?
You going into another country to live there.
Immigration?
Yeah. National gross national product.
GMP?
Pass. Nowadays, this is really a big problem. These people from the North Korea are
Refugee?
not in my backyard.
NIMBY?
Pass. P, dirty.
Choyo, you did a very good job for a very wide category. You ended up passing on census, the poll of people, and also the word for bohemian and bourgeois together, bobos, and as well as what you do when you're trying to get more money by not working, which is strike. Choyo, for your efforts, you have 160 points. You end 20 points behind Nexus Shive, but it's a good effort anyway. Congratulations. And with that, we go into the third round of our preliminaries. This is usually the section where one group goes off because they can't make it to the final round. But since we had a 7-time winner last week, it means both of you will make it into the final round. Of course, the points will add up in the second section, so you have to work your hardest. Now let us welcome Mr. Kim Jun-sung to help me with the questions. Hi, Jun-sung. What do you think of our teams?
I thought they're very evenly matched, and this guy was very, very quick. It was like I was watching on the screen, and he says, "Next is boy," so that was pretty entertaining.
And you know, this is a very special round because both of them get to go on to the finals, and so you know, the questions that you will give them are very important because they'll take those points up to the second final round.
I think so. Just take advantage of this opportunity because it only comes once in every 7 times, right?
Well, depending.
Depending, on the winners.
That's right. Now, can we have the rules for this section?
Yeah, the rules for this round is a round of 15 questions worth 30 points each. So if you do the math, that's 450 points. The first team that buzzes in can answer. If the team cannot answer the question or gets the answer wrong, then the question will go over to the other team. You have 5 seconds each to answer. And when both teams cannot answer the question, we will give you a spelling hint.
And so if we're all clear, we'll go with question number 1.
Question number 1. Person. Recently, the Russian government refused to issue a visa for this person for fear of offending China. He had planned to travel to Russia in September for his first visit in 10 years. Who is this person?
Nexus Hive.
Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama is the exiled spiritual leader of Tibet. And with that, you increase your lead. Choyo, we'd like to see you on the board in this new round. And let's have question number 2.
Question number 2, health. According to a new study, this condition is also hereditary. Drinkers with a family history of this are more likely to develop a tolerance for alcohol, and a detoxified person with this condition is likely to have difficulties with memory and problem solving. What is this condition?
Drinkers with a family history of this. Nexus Hive.
Alcoholism?
Nexus Hive, was the answer just too easy?
Was a little bit too easy for
Tricky, kind of.
Tricky.
Choyo, we'd like for you to take a chance and buzz in. And with that, we go on to the next question.
Question number 4, chemistry. The Korea Food and Drug Administration announced that much of this cancer-causing substance was found in 16 of the currently...
Nexus Hive.
Dioxin?
And this environmental hormone was apparently found in salt, even processed salt, like roasted salt or different kinds of salt that they sell, like garlic
Jeez.
salt. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to see Choyo on the board. I welcome you. Please take a chance. And with that, let's have the next question.
Number 5, economy. Recently, the U.S. has been in decline with the continued incidents such as 9/11 terror, illegal scandals of corporations, and the bursting of the dot-com bubble. Accordingly, workers with MBAs are having a hard time with employment and layoffs. What does MBA stand for?
Nexus Hive.
Master of Business Administration.
Very good. Nexus Hive, you're doing a good job of buzzing in quickly. Choyo, I'd like to give you time to practice buzzing. Let's see if it works. Okay, it works. We want to see you do that next time. And with that, let's have the next question.
Okay, I wish I had a buzzer. Question number 6, sports. This sports event had its first exhibition in North Korea last month. It's an international sports contest modeled on the Olympic Games, and its main events are skateboarding, inline skating, and bicycle stunt riding.
Nexus Hive.
The X Games.
We would have also taken extreme games. Let's have the next question now.
All right, number 7, word. Recently, housewives are using this method in babysitting, cleaning, creating menus, and house chores. Generally, this is known as a purchase by a company of labor or parts from outside the company rather than using.
저요?
Outsourcing.
저요, good to see you on the board. Very good, 저요. And of course, people have been doing this for a while. We just haven't called it by the fancy word outsourcing before, right? Let's have the next question.
Okay, question number 8, bacteria. Recently in Japan and England, a large group of people were infected with this germ and some died from it. As a relatively common bacteria, this causes diseases when it is inhaled through mist from air conditioners, hot water tanks.
저요?
Legionella.
We would have also taken pneumophila, but Legionella works for us. And with that, let's have the next question.
Okay, question number 9, country. This country has strongly requested the cooperation of Korea so that it may enter the WTO, otherwise known as the World Trade Organization. This country's aim is to enter the WTO by the year 2005. It is located on the eastern coast of the Indo-Chinese Peninsula, and Hanoi is its capital.
Nexus Hive.
Vietnam.
Very good. You almost didn't get to say Hanoi is its capital, but you knew beforehand, I think.
Yeah.
And let's have the next question.
Okay, question number 10, animal. What Malay term literally means man of the woods? It is now applied to an animal. A great ape of Southeast Asia, it lives only on the island of Borneo and in the northeastern corner of the island of Sumatra. What is the name of this animal?
Nexus Hive.
Orangutan.
And of course, it is characterized by a coarse, long, reddish-brown fur. Have you ever seen an orangutan?
Only in the TVs.
I went to Sumatra to go see the orangutans. I couldn't actually touch them, but I just went to go see them.
Wow, how fascinating. And let's go on with the next question now.
It's different when you go see it in person. Okay, question number 11, agriculture. As more consumers are looking for safer produce, more attention is being brought upon this. More attention is being brought upon.
저요.
Organic farming.
Wow. Despite you not having finished the sentence, yes, she got it. And we're looking for without the use of synthetic chemicals in favor of naturally occurring pesticides. Very interesting. Do you actually eat organic produce?
Yeah. but
Yeah,
it's-
organic produce is just seems safer, right? And with that, let's have the next question.
Okay, number 12, art. The origin of this is found in ancient wanted notices for catching runaway slaves.
저요?
Poster.
저요, you are closing the gap in points very quickly, and we'll see what happens with the next question.
Number 13, region. With the deterioration of dot-com corporations in the US, the economy in this area is experiencing unprecedented recession. This is a region in Santa Clara County in
Nexus Hive.
Silicon Valley.
And of course, it is an important center for electronics and computer manufacturing industries. And of course, it is the mecca for advanced technology, Silicon Valley. Very good. And now let's have our last question.
Last question is literature. Her 1944 memoir, Come Tell Me How You Live, was republished in 2001 under her married name of Malawan. She is well known for her works like Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile. Who is this English detective?
Nexus Hive.
Agatha Christie.
Very famous detective novelist and playwright. And with that, Nexus Hive, you end this section ahead at 450 points. Well, now we usually would have Nexus Hive go on to the final round, but since we had the 7-time winner last week, it means both of you will make it onto the final round. Of course, we will put the points you earn in that section with this, and that the sum will bring you to the new winner, okay? And so we'll be right back after this, and we'll see you in a while too. Nexus Hive and Choyo team, welcome to our final round. Now, Nexus Hive, I see that you've ended the first section ahead. What are the tactics you have in mind to keep that edge?
Right now we have no tactics, but I think no tactics is the best tactics. So just try not to be nervous.
Okay, all right, good luck to you. Choyo team, you go into this behind, but as you know, we have a lot of points ahead, and so you can make that up very quickly. Do you have any categories that you're very strong in and you hope will end up in this quiz?
Maybe literature.
Maybe literature. We'll see what happens. Because in this final section, actually, we'll be giving you 5 categories, 5 questions each, 10 to 50 points each. And of course, you get to tell us what the categories are.
Okay, this week's categories are Man of Letters, so there is a literature section, astronomy, cartoon and comics, possibly literature, Nobel Prize, again possibly, and commerce.
Okay, very fascinating categories we have here today. Choyo, do you have a favorite?
Cartoon and comics.
Cartoon and comics? Well, I have to start actually with Man of Letters at 10 points, but we'll get there eventually. Man of Letters for 10 points. This curious writer wrote his magazine articles on pink paper, poetry on yellow paper, and novels on blue paper. He is one of the most prolific and most popular French authors of the 19th century. His well-known works are The Count of Monte Cristo and The Three Musketeers. Who is he? Nexus Hive.
Alexander Degas.
Degas?
Choyo, 5 seconds. We were actually looking for Alexander Dumas. I'm sure you knew it, but it was just evading you. I get to choose the next question, and I will actually go with cartoon and comics for 10 points.
Oh, that's my section, sorry. The Walt Disney character was successfully adapted from the movie screen to the comics in 1936. He debuted in the cartoon The Wise Little Hen in 1934. His first appearance in comics was in the same year in the Silly Symphony comic series. He lives in Duckburg with his 3 nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. What is the name of the
Nexus Hive.
character?
Donald.
And of course, Nexus Hive, it's good to see you making points in this final round. You get to choose.
Nobel Prize, 10 points.
Nobel Prize for 10 points. The Nobel Prizes are presented annually on the anniversary of Alfred Nobel's death. Nobel set up a fund for them in his will. And one of the biggest reasons he could set up the fund for Nobel Prizes was because his invention of this was a big success. Choyo?
Dynamic bomb.
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Good cooperative work on your part. It's good to see you on the board. And of course, he did make this material. Of course, he invented a way for the organic packing material to reduce the volatility of the nitroglycerin, and that is the dynamite.
They should have a Nobel Prize for bombs to go along with Nobel Prize for peace.
You think? Kind of scary.
I'm being sarcastic.
I know, but you know, ad-lib is not my strong point. And Choyo, you get to choose.
Nobel Prize for 20, please.
Okay, Nobel Prize for 20 points. This person is still the representative model of a saint. She was born to Albanian parents in Choyo?
Mother Teresa.
Yes. She was born in Yugoslavia, Skopje actually. And she was born actually an Agnes Gongsta Bojackson, but she actually changed her name to Mother Teresa in her work, in her mission work. She founded the Missionaries of Charity, and she was a Roman Catholic nun, and won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. And with that, Choyo, you get to pick again.
Nobel Prize for 30 points.
Nobel Prize for 30 points. Winner of 2 Nobel Prizes. She was the co-discoverer, Nexus Hive.
Madame Curie?
Right? She took 2 Nobel Prizes as the co-discoverer of an element and was the first person to have died of radiation poisoning and be known about it. And apparently, this Polish-born French chemist had a daughter who also won the Nobel Prize with her husband in chemistry as well. Very interesting. Irene Joliot was her name. And Nexus Hive, you get to choose.
Nobel Prize for 40 points.
Nobel Prize for 40 points. In 1859, a young Swiss banker, Henri Dunant, visited northern Italy and was in the town of Castiglione when the French were fighting the Austrians. 저요?
Red Cross.
Fighting the Austrians at the Battle of Solferino, and of course he set up this organization and was awarded the 1901 Nobel Peace Prize. And Choyo, you get to pick again.
Nobel Prize for 50 points.
Nobel Prize for 50 points, closing out the category. Who was a recipient of the first Nobel Prize for physics? The answer is German physicist Röntgen. His research also included work on elasticity, capillary action of fluids, specific heats of gases, conduction of heat in crystals, absorption of heat by gases. Nexus Hive.
X-ray?
That's right. And of course, he also did work in piezoelectricity. That was another thing that was. And of course, it is penetrating electromagnetic radiation having a shorter wavelength than light. That is the X-ray. And Nexus Hive, you get to choose.
Commerce for 10 points.
Commerce for 10 points.
Okay, for 10 points. The origin of this term probably comes from Middle Low German and Middle Dutch word of the same prehistoric German origin as the German word Geld, which means money. It is an association of craftsmen or merchants formed for mutual aid and protection.
Nexus Hive.
Guild?
And of course, it was a very important economic unit in Europe between 11th and 16th centuries. And Nexus Hive, you get to choose again.
Commerce for 20 points.
Commerce for 20 points.
Electronic commerce, or e-commerce, refers to exchange of goods and services by means of the internet or other computer networks. E-commerce follows the same basic principles as traditional commerce. That is, buyers and sellers come together to exchange goods for money. Among types of e-commerce, what is a transaction between corporates called?
Nexus Hive.
B2B. B2B.
That is business to business. And of course, the most common type is business to consumer or customer. And with that, Nexus Hive, you are increasing your lead and you get to choose again.
Commerce 30 points.
Commerce for 30 points.
Iron, steel, and garlic. These are starting up debates in the US, EU, Canada, Japan, China, and Korea. The reason for this is because each country are planning to start this to protect their own.
저요?
Safeguard.
Of course, this is the protective measure that stops bad things from occurring. And Choyo, you get to choose.
Commerce for 40, please.
Commerce for 40 points.
For 40 points. The first foundation of this was in 1599 in Marseille, in France. After the 18th century, these were founded in major commercial and industrial cities. This trade organization is any of various voluntary organizations of business firms, public officials, professional people, and public-spirited citizens. It is primarily interested in publicizing, promoting, and developing commercial and industrial opportunities in their areas. What is this called?
저요?
OECD.
Nexus Hive, 5 seconds. This group is interested in publicizing, promoting, and developing commercial and industrial opportunities in their areas. It's not as difficult as you're thinking. It's a very simple answer. Nexus Hive.
Chamber of Commerce.
Aren't you glad you took the chance? Aren't you glad you took
yeah.
the chance? And what will you have?
Commerce for 50 points.
Okay, let's close out the category commerce for 50 points.
Recently, in international trade and commerce, this agenda is the hottest issue. Especially in the case of Korea, this agenda will force Korea to fully open up its rice market by as early as 2005. This is the new round agreed upon at the fourth ministerial.
Nexus Hive.
The Uruguay round.
Choyo, it's your chance to answer and we'll finish the question.
This is a new round agreed upon at the fourth ministerial level meetings of WTO in Qatar in November 2001. Instead of the term round, it was decided that this term would be used. What is the name of this agenda, which is taken from the name of the capital city of Qatar?
Choyo, 5 seconds. New round agreed upon at the fourth ministerial level meetings of the WTO in Qatar. 5 seconds. Nexus Hive.
The Doha Doctrine.
Choyo, 5 seconds. Choyo.
Doha Agreement.
We were actually looking for the DDA or the Doha Development Agenda. I'm sure you'd heard of it before, but it was just not coming to mind. And I will choose the next question. Let's go with cartoon and comics for 20 points.
Okay, of the following, which is not an animal character? Bugs Bunny, number 1. Number 2, Spider-Man. Number 3, Dooley. Number 4, Goofy.
Choyo.
Number 2, Spider-Man.
And of course, Dooley is a baby dinosaur. And of course, you knew that. And what will you have next, Choyo?
Cartoon and comics, 30 points.
Okay, cartoon and comics for 30 points.
This comic character was inspired by an unusual combination of sources. Leonardo da Vinci's notebook sketch of the orthopeter glider, the silent film version of a masked hero in The Mask of Zorro, and a 1931 film version in the May 1939 issue of Detective Comics. Michael?
Choyo.
Batman.
Very good. And Choyo, you get to pick again.
Cartoon and comics for 40, please.
Cartoon and comics for 40 points.
For 40 points. On August 17th, a new museum and research center opened up in Santa Rosa, California. The new museum is dedicated to preserving the art and legacy of the popular cartoon artist and sharing his story with visitors. This museum was specially named after the creator of Peanuts. He died at the age of 77 in 2000. Who is he?
His estate is actually second ranked in Forbes magazine for making the most money after his death, after Elvis Presley. The man who created Nexus Hive.
Schultz.
Charles Schultz was who we were going for. Very good. You came up with the name at the right time. And Nexus Hive, you get to choose.
Cartoon and comics for 50 points.
Okay, cartoon and comics for 50 points.
America's first comic strip was Richard F. Outcault's Yellow Kid, published in 1896. It was about a sassy, aged baby on whose sack-like yellow garment were printed words that he presumably spoke or thought. His pithy earthiness made him extremely popular, resulting in various newspapers vying for the privilege of printing this strip. This competitive spirit, along with its accompanying bids and counterbids, gave rise to a certain term. What was it?
This often refers to popular media only written for entertainment. 5 seconds. Nexus Hive,
Yellow media?
저요, 5 seconds. Actually, what we're looking for is yellow journalism. You're very close. Yellow journalism. And I will actually pick the next question to go for. We will go with man of letters for 20 points. The following are all English titles of the works of a Korean writer. Who is this writer? Who wrote Stars, The Old Potter, Old Man Hwang, and Shower? Nexus Hive.
황순원?
Very good, Nexus Hive, and you get to choose.
Astronomy for 10 points.
Okay, this actually section is introduced by the researcher who published The Older Age of the Universe in Science and made the news recently. So let's hear.
Hello, my name is Yoon Seok-jin and I'm a researcher of astronomy. Astronomy is one of the early subjects of natural science. Perhaps that's why astronomy is more fascinating the more we learn about it. I hope you will be able to feel the excitement of astronomy through this category. This is an easy warm-up question. Star is the general term for fixed stars, planets, satellites, and comets. You all know that our Earth is also one of the many stars in the solar system. Okay, then the Earth can be classified as which of the following?
저요?
Planet.
And of course, a planet is an astronomical body that orbits a star and does not shine with its own light. 저요, you get to choose.
Astronomy for 20, please.
Astronomy for 20 points.
In early August, there was a shower of this being poured into the Earth's atmosphere, spotted in the skies of the Middle East. This is a small solid body entering a planet atmosphere from outer space and raised to incandescence by the friction resulting from its rapid motion. Most of these are dissipated in flight and fall to the Earth as dust. What is this?
저요?
Falling stars.
Yes? We would also have taken meteor or shooting star, and of course in Korean it's 별똥별. And 저요? You can choose again.
We continue with astronomy for 30, please.
Astronomy for 30 points.
We cannot talk about astronomy without mentioning this person. He developed an astronomical telescope with which he discovered
저요?
Hubble.
And the chance to answer goes over to Nexus Hive. And please finish the question.
craters on the moon, sunspots, phases of Venus, and the satellite of Jupiter. He showed that the Milky Way is composed of stars. His astronomical observations led him to espouse the Copernican theory that the planets revolve around the sun. Who is this Italian mathematician, astronomer, and physicist?
Nexus Hive, 5 seconds. Nexus Hive.
Galileo?
And Nexus Hive, you get to choose.
40 points for astronomy.
Astronomy for 40 points.
This is an imaginary belt in the celestial sphere extending about 8 degrees on either side of the ecliptic, the apparent path of the sun among the stars. It is divided into 12 sections of 30 degrees each, which are called the signs of this. The names of the signs of Aries, Taurus, Leo, Virgo, Sculptor, etc. What is this?
We are looking for signs of blank. 저요?
Orbit.
Nexus Hive, 5 seconds. there are people who say, I am an Aries, Taurus, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, etc. 저요?
Horoscope. Horoscope.
Nexus High, 5 seconds. This imaginary belt in the celestial sphere is the zodiac. I'm sure you knew it. And with that, I will pick Man of Letters for 30 points. Quote, Thou hast made me endless, such is thy pleasure. This frail vessel thou emptiest again and again, and fillest it ever with fresh life. End quote. This is the beginning of the poem Gitanjali, one of the best-known works of this person. He is the Bengali poet, 저요?
Tagore.
And of course, he's the first Asian Nobel Prize winner, and he's also a poet, a short story writer, song composer, playwright, essayist, and painter.
Wow.
Yes, very interesting. And he's very well known among Koreans through the poem, The Light of the East. Choyo, do you like him very much?
Yeah.
Okay. And Choyo, you get to choose again.
Man of Letters for 40, please.
Okay. Man of Letters for 40 points. This year is the 100th anniversary of this person's birth. He is the American writer who described in his work the unremitting struggle of people who depend on the soil for their livelihood. His most widely known work is The Grapes of Wrath. Nexus Hive.
Steinbeck?
And of course, The Grapes of Wrath is about the Joad family and their struggles in the Oklahoma Dust Bowl and their migration to California. And of course, East of Eden was based on this person's writing. And of course, that's where we saw the great James Dean. And Nexus Hive, you get to choose.
Man of Letters for 50 points.
Man of Letters for 50 points. He was born in Russia near Smolensk in 1920 and went to the US. Prolific by any standard, he wrote highly successful detective mystery stories, a 4-volume guide to the Bible, a biographical dictionary, encyclopedias, textbooks, books on many aspects of science, as well as 2 volumes of an autobiography. Nevertheless, it was his writing in a particular genre that won him worldwide fame and critical acclaim. Who was this eclectic writer? He is a great science fiction writer. Name the science fiction greats that you know. Nexus Hive.
Asimov?
Isaac Asimov is one of the greats that come to mind, and of course, he is the correct answer. We have 1 question left on the board. We go with astronomy for 50 points.
This question is multiple choice. Units used in astronomy are different from units used in everyday life. Of the following, which is not a unit of distance in astronomy? 1. AU or astronomical unit. 2. Parsec. 3. Dyne. And 4. Light year.
Which is not a unit of distance in astronomy? 저요.
Number 3, time.
And of course, a dyne is a unit of force, and of course, that is not distance. And Choyo, you have a very strong ending, but unfortunately, Nexus Hive is the winner, and you get to go to Jeju-do.
Various prizes are awaiting our winning contenders. Your first win will take you on a trip to Jeju Island. Your second win to Japan. Your third win will take you to China. And on your fourth win, you'll win a trip to Southeast Asia. On your fifth win, a trip to Hawaii. Your sixth win, a trip to the United States. And on your seventh win, you'll take the grand prize of a tour of Europe. We hope many of you join us.
Well, I gave you a chance before at the beginning of our quiz to give a word to the Russian people who are watching. Do you want to say something to your fans all over in English?
Well,
We did our best, but the next hive was very strong. And we congratulations for them.
Thank you very much for joining us. And Nexus Hive, this win number 1 means you get to go to Jeju Island on us. Will you two be traveling together, or are you going to come back and try to go somewhere farther?
Or will they give their tickets away to their friends?
Probably not.
Okay, you're going to keep your tickets.
Yes.
And
But
are
we're
you,
going to go further.
you want to go farther?
Yeah.
Yes.
All the way to Europe?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, we'll see you next time on our show. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations. And with that, we have a new winner going to Jeju Island, and of course, they'll be back to try for a second win. Thank you for joining us. Please write us at contenders.iranktv.com, and we'll be back next week. Bye-bye.